Was it just a nosebleed? Or a silent cry for help? What really happened to BTS's V mid-flight? And why did his mother break down in tears in front of Jungkook and the crew? The full truth is more heartbreaking than any fan imagined. 38,000 feet. Silence is expected. But not this kind of silence. Not the suffocating, heart-stopping stillness that fell across the cabin when Kim Taehyung suddenly leaned into Jungkook's chest and didn't move. For a few seconds, the members of BTS thought he had fallen asleep again, something Taehyung had done frequently during this US trip. But what happened next sent panic down everyone's spines, especially Jungkook's, who first noticed the slow, red stream from Taehyung's nose, trailing down his lip, painting his chin, and leaving a tiny bloodstain on Jungkook's own shirt. The magne froze. "Hyung?" Taehyung didn't respond. From across the cabin, a small gasp was heard. A mother's gasp. Taehyung's mother, who had been invited by HYB to travel with the boys as a quiet gesture of gratitude, was seated 3 rows away. She had just caught a glimpse of her son, slumped, unmoving, face pale, and a terrifyingly red trickle staining his usually glowing skin. The gasp turned into a cry that no one expected what happened next. Not the staff, not the crew, and definitely not Jungkook, who instinctively gripped Taehyung tighter, unaware of the blood staining his lap. But how did it get to this point? How did one of the world's most beloved idols end up having a nosebleed mid-flight, triggering an emotional breakdown from his own mother and sending shockwaves through everyone on board? This is the story the cameras didn't catch. But someone did. And now, fans are putting the pieces together. He didn't tell anyone how tired he really was. A clue hidden in Taehyung's silence. The story begins weeks before the flight, in a soundproof studio in Los Angeles, where BTS had been working in near secrecy on their next album. While the world assumed the group was on a temporary break, insiders say they were entering one of the most grueling production phases of their career. Why the secrecy? Because this wasn't just any comeback. According to a HYB producer, who has now spoken anonymously to Korean media, this album was meant to mark a dramatic artistic shift, an evolution in BTS's sound and image that could redefine their legacy. Pressure was at an all-time high. It wasn't just music anymore, the producer said. They were pouring their souls into this. They knew this had to be big. And Taehyung, he took it the hardest. Clue number 1 came from fan footage taken outside a Los Angeles recording studio just days before the flight. In it, Taehyung is seen walking slightly behind the others, hoodie up, his shoulders hunched. He's holding a water bottle, but his hand is trembling. Armies commented, "He looks tired. Has he been sleeping?" And most tellingly, "Something feels off." But nobody knew the truth. Not even the fans who know every detail of his expressions. Only Jungkook knew. Jungkook had been watching him quietly, and he knew something was wrong. As the youngest member, Jungkook had always had a special connection with Taehyung. Their bond goes beyond music. It's unspoken, intuitive, sometimes brotherly, sometimes inseparable. During this trip, that bond deepened. Jungkook had begun noticing subtle signs. Taehyung skipping meals, rubbing his temples in rehearsals, zoning out mid-conversation. During one late-night session, when everyone else had gone back to their hotel, Taehyung and Jungkook stayed behind to record harmonies. According to a sound engineer on site, Taehyung collapsed into the booth chair and whispered, "I just need 10 minutes." He didn't move for 45. Jungkook sat beside him the entire time, watching. "He's not okay," Jungkook said to the staff the next day. But Taehyung insisted he was fine. He wasn't. The flight that changed everything. Wake up, Hyung. The flight home was supposed to be a quiet one. The boys were tired but relieved. The hardest recording sessions were over. All that was left was recovery. Taehyung had chosen a window seat near the back, away from the others. Jungkook sat beside him. His mother, by coincidence or quiet design, sat not far away. An hour into the flight, Taehyung started feeling lightheaded. He took off his mask. His lips were dry. He leaned into Jungkook's shoulder and whispered, "I think I just need to rest." Jungkook nodded. 10 minutes later, he noticed the blood, fresh, unmistakable. He started slow, then picked up. Taehyung was still conscious, but barely. Jungkook gently tapped his shoulder. Hyung. No answer. Hyung, wake up. Nothing. He shook him. Taehyung finally opened his eyes, dazed. The cabin crew rushed in. His mother stood up, then froze, paralyzed by the sight of her son, now being gently laid across Jungkook's lap as the crew pressed tissues to his nose. That's when she cried. "It's too much," she whispered. "He's doing too much." Behind the scenes, what the staff tried to hide after the flight, fans noticed Taehyung disappeared from the public eye for nearly a week. There were no airport photos, no social media updates, nothing. Speculation ran wild. Was he sick? The answer was yes. According to a HYBE staff member, Taehyung had suffered extreme physical fatigue, bordering on collapse. He had lost weight. His iron levels were low. He had been sleep-deprived for 72 hours straight before the flight, but instead of stopping, he kept going. Because he didn't want to disappoint, he didn't want to delay the album, he didn't want to worry ARMY or his mom. Ironically, that very silence led to the moment that broke his mother's heart. Thank God Jungkook was there. Why the incident is now going viral. The full story only recently came to light because of one passenger, a quiet music journalist who happened to be seated near the back. In a now-deleted blog post, she wrote, "I've seen artists faint backstage, but I've never seen a mother cry like that, watching her son bleed on a plane while another boy, barely more than a kid himself, held him and whispered, 'It's okay, I got you.'" Fans have since exploded the internet with speculation and concern. Hashtags like #ProtectTaehyung, #Jungkook and Taehyung, and #Taehyung Please Rest trended globally. Bang Si-hyuk speaks. This was a wake-up call. Following the outcry, HYB's Bang Si-hyuk released a rare public statement. In it, he acknowledged the group's intense preparation schedule and confirmed that one member did experience a medical episode due to exhaustion on the flight home. He didn't name Taehyung, but he didn't need to. He added, "We are revisiting our internal systems to ensure BTS members can prioritize health." Fans weren't entirely reassured. The hidden letter. Taehyung's message to his mom that wasn't meant for the world. Just days after the incident, an anonymous staff member shared a portion of a handwritten note believed to be from Taehyung to his mother. It was found in the hotel room, tucked in the back of a notebook. The letter read, "I'm sorry you had to see me like that. I thought I could push through it. I wanted you to be proud. I didn't want to show you weakness. But maybe I needed to be weak just once. Thank you for crying. It reminded me I'm still your son." ARMYs have since turned that final sentence into art, tattoos, and even fan songs. The emotional fallout. What happens now? BTS has since resumed work, but with Taehyung under medical supervision. Jungkook reportedly stays with him during late-night sessions and insists on shared breaks. In a recent live stream, Jungkook subtly addressed the moment, saying, "Sometimes, even the strongest people need someone to carry them. I'm just glad I was there." In the end, a reminder that even idols bleed. It's easy to forget that BTS, as invincible as they seem, are just 7 humans. And sometimes it takes a quiet cry on a crowded plane, a mother weeping, a brother holding another brother, a little stream of blood, to remind the world that strength is not always loud. Sometimes it's silent. Sometimes it bleeds, and sometimes it leans on someone else's shoulder and whispers, "I just need to rest." Let's hope the world lets him. Jungkook wouldn't let go of Taehyung. The hidden moment that broke the silence. What the cameras didn't catch, a witness did. The flight attendant who rushed to help during the incident has now broken her silence. In a quiet interview with a Korean magazine under condition of anonymity, she revealed something that hadn't been made public until now. A detail so intimate and moving that it has stunned ARMYs globally. Taehyung looked like he didn't even realize he was bleeding. His body was there, but his mind was elsewhere, like he was trying so hard to stay strong he disconnected. But what really got to me was Jungkook. He wouldn't stop holding him. He had one hand on Taehyung's head, the other gripping his fingers. He kept whispering over and over, it's okay, I've got you now. I'm right here, Hyung." He was trying not to cry. And then one sentence that pierced the room. "He doesn't even know how tired he is, does he?" It wasn't from Jungkook. It was from Taehyung's mother.